Hello, we are from 3 Telecommunication B class. Me Muhammad Alfirizi and my partners Abdurrahman Sharif and Nabila Primaswari will do a presentation about one of WHMIS symbol, flammable materials. What is flammable materials? Flammable materials are the material or substance that can ignite easily and burn rapidly. So, what are the materials that are included in flammable materials? First, gases like natural gas, propane, butane, methane, acetylene, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide. Second, liquids like gasoline, many solvents such as acetone, alcohols, and paint thinners. Third, solids like some types of coal, permanent metals such as sodium and potassium, solid wastes like rocks, paper, steel, clean-up products, gunpowder, and match. Next, how is the classification for flammable materials? Okay, so first is 1A class material, second is 1B class, third is 1C class material, fourth is 2 class material, fifth is 3A class material, sixth is 3B class material.
We talk about flash point and boiling point. What are them exactly? We will explain them to you in this explanation about flame liquid properties. The first one is volatility. Volatility is the tendency or ability of a liquid to vaporize. The second one is boiling point. Boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure equals atmospheric pressure, such that the pressure of the atmosphere can no longer hold the liquid in a liquid state and bubbles begin to form. The third one is flash point. Flash point is the minimum temperature at which the vapor concentration near the surface of the liquid is high enough to form an ignitable mixture. The fourth one is flammable range. Flammable range is the proportion of vapor to air mixture that is ignitable and is expressed in terms of percentage of vapor in air by volume. The fifth one is auto-ignition temperature. Auto-ignition temperature is the minimum temperature at which a vapor-air mixture will spontaneously ignite without the necessity of a spark or flame. The sixth one, vapor density. Vapor density is a measure of a vapor weight when compared to air. Vapor pressure is the pressure caused by evaporation of liquids. We talk about the flammable materials and their properties. Now let's talk about how to storage the flammable materials. To storage flammable materials, we can use containers, cabinet, and refrigerator that have been designed and constructed for flammable materials. Next, let's talk about how the fire occurs. For a fire to occur, there are three elements that must come together at the same time and in the right proportion: fuel, which are flammable or combustible materials; heat, which is ignition source; and oxygen. Remove any of the elements and the fire will go out. The fire triangle shown in this poster is commonly used as a model to understand how a fire starts and how it can be prevented.
Then, how do we prevent fire from happening? So, we can limit the amounts of flammable and combustible materials. We can provide proper ventilation to ensure flammable vapors do not accumulate. And we need to control the ignition source. Next, the most important prevention we can do to keep us safe is wearing personal protective equipment, or PPE, which consists of goggles, respirator, chemical protective gloves and clothes, and we have to make sure that we have fire extinguisher in the room. Last but not least, in case of emergency occurs, what should we do? First, you can try to extinguish the small fire with the fire extinguisher, but if the fire is big and you are not trained, you need to leave and save yourself immediately. Second, You should alert other people about the fire by ringing the fire alarm. Third, you should call the fire department immediately. From the explanation we conveyed before, we can conclude that flammable material is one of the materials that should be handled carefully. Before we handle flammable material, make sure that we are using protective equipment and trained enough to handle them. That was all for the presentation. We hope the information we brought can be useful for everyone. Thank you.